It's only a matter of finding the right hole to bury yourself in. Hi, welcome back. No one is meant to be born in this world alone. That's one of the beautiful things about living. You get to have new experiences and learn new things that you will then share with people that care about you, love you, or even support you. And those people will do the same thing. They want to share the things that are happening in their life because they want you to be a part of their life. Making new friends is supposed to be a fun, normal thing that everyone is capable of doing. But in the past, I definitely sucked balls at it. Throughout my years in public schooling, I definitely had a hard time trying to make new friends. And personally, I just think it's my fault for not having that skill set. But at the same time, I just had a hard time trying to fit in. And I'm sure there are other people out there who struggle with the same thing, especially if you're one of those people who had to move away from an old location to a new one, and you had to leave behind your old home, your old friends, and basically try to start over in a whole new place with new experiences, with a whole new environment that you have no idea whether it's going to go well or poorly. I was one of those people. Whenever I moved away from my old home into the new one that I currently live in, I definitely was scared about trying to fit in, or at least trying to meet new friends. I had to go to a new school where I would then have to try my best to engage in conversations with people that I've never met, and hopefully they would like me. Looking back, I now understand why I struggled so much trying to fit in or trying to make new friends with these people. And it was mostly because I just couldn't relate to them. I was dealing with kids who had a vast amount of knowledge when it came to media as well as pop culture. Meanwhile, I had zero. The reason for that is because I was pretty sheltered as a child. I didn't really have the luxury of spending too much time on the internet or diving into different forms of content that would be considered popular at the time. So anytime someone would bring up any piece of media or any piece of content that was considered popular at the time, I would go completely blank and have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. Have you ever watched The Simpsons? No. Do you have Instagram? No. Did you ever watch Superbad? What? Yeah, so you get the gist of why I was pretty much a loner for the most part. And look, I'm not gonna blame my parents for trying to do their job, but to be completely honest, it definitely hindered me a lot when I was in elementary or at least middle school, trying to fit in with people who had a vast amount of things they wanted to talk about. Meanwhile, I was just too busy talking about things that no one cared about. And the worst part about it is that when I realized that these were the things people liked, but I couldn't actually watch it or at least know about it, I would pretend like I knew about it, and I would pretend like as if I was interested in it, and then I would try to talk to them about it as if I was completely aware of its existence. Obviously, that just made me look like a cringy, idiotic person, but I mean, I tried to work with what I had. In the end, I did manage to make friends. Even though I moved away from an old place into a new one, I did manage to fit in somehow. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way that I was expecting. I ended up just being a follower. A person who stood by the side, watching other people have fun, talking about things that were fun, and I would just sit back and pretend like I was engaging with them. When in reality, any time that I would try to engage, they would shut me down and pretty much treat me like as if I was not even there. Later on, I did manage to meet better people and I did manage to have better relationships with people, but it still wasn't really making good friends. I was definitely making school friends, but that's about it. That's all they were. Friends that I would hang out with at school, but outside of school, they just were strangers, people that I couldn't hang out with because I wasn't cool enough, because I wasn't smart enough, or because I just didn't have any common sense. You could say I hanged around a group of bad people, but they weren't bad. They were just people that were trying to be nice with me because I was the bad person. I was the person who tried to impose on people while they were trying to have fun and just act like I could interrupt them and pretend like I knew exactly what it was that they liked and what it was that they would enjoy talking about, when in reality, they just wanted to have their own day with their own friends, but instead I had to come in and ruin everything. If you were to ask me in the past how to make new friends, I would have no fucking idea. Now that I've gone through enough embarrassing, humiliating, and just cringy situations on interacting with people, I can safely say that I am better at making friends and at least trying to fit in to a group that I just met. It's always going to be scary in a way. You're never going to know how these people are going to react, and you're never too sure as to how people are going to treat you based off of what you enjoy or based off of your beliefs or based off of what you're passionate about. Now, some people would say it's better for you to meet people that are like-minded and that are similar to you in some form or fashion. You notice this when you go to school and you see different groups hanging around with each other based off of their appearances or based off of their preferences as well as maybe their status. Now, it's not to say that the most popular kids in school are going to be jackasses and they're not going to want to hang around, people who are in the robotics club or people that are just not considered as popular as they are. But what I'm trying to say is that it's obvious when you see the different groups of friends hanging around with each other. You have people that are athletes that hang around other athletes because they are interested in sports. So there is truth in that. You want to hang out with people that are like-minded because that's the best way to start conversations, to talk about things that you enjoy talking about. But there is one thing that people don't explain to you when they tell you about how it is to hang around certain people and surround yourself with certain people. Another way of saying it is just don't surround yourself with yes men. If you're an individual that somebody looks up to and they will do anything to be your friend, they will even say anything to be your friend. Meaning that if you were to do something ridiculous or outlandish or just downright awful, they won't oppose you. They won't try to debate you on it. They won't try to argue with you because they know that if they do, they may risk the chance of not being your friend. I feel like, especially today, there are people who try to get away with doing things that may seem rude or arrogant or just stupid, and they feel validated when the people around them are giving them a thumbs up and acting like it's okay, it's cool, it's funny. Where's the harm in all that? And trust me, even when I was in school, it was very prevalent to see kids acting stupid or at least acting completely inappropriately towards others because they thought it was funny or because they thought it was cool, and the people around them were giving them the okay and pretty much validating it. You don't want to surround yourself with those types of people. You don't want people to be too like-minded, and you don't want people to just be completely supportive of the things you do without having the autonomy to understand that, yes, this is bad. We need to tell him that it's bad or her that it's bad because it's hurting people. It's harmful. The idea of making new friends just to fit in or just to be popular or just to be around people that are smarter is dumb. It's ridiculous to believe that you always have to rely on someone for their validation or for their support when you yourself are not doing any work whatsoever to motivate yourself or to become a better person. And that's what I believe to be the best way to choose the right friends in your life, to find the people that are going to make you a better person. Right now, you may think that you are in the right, that you are always right, because you've always surrounded yourself with people that told you that you were right, even though you were hurting someone, and even though you were mistreating someone, or even though you were blatantly believing that this was the correct way because it's the only way that could be possibly correct. But whenever you meet somebody that's open-minded, that's trying to explain to you that it's not correct, you look the other way because you don't want to be wrong. Friendship is supposed to be reciprocated through helping one another. It's a way for people to keep each other in check, meaning that one person can't just go off hurting themselves and the other person can do the same without them helping one another. The idea is that you're both helping each other to become better. That's what I believe friendship is, at least. I'm blessed that to this day, I still have a very good friend that I've known since kindergarten who's always watching my back, who's always telling me what's right or wrong and showing me explanations to why it's like that. And I'm also glad that when I was in college that I met another friend who I think is the most coolest, smartest, and most hardworking person that I've ever met. Them, along with many other people, have shaped me to be the person that I am today. And believe me, I have made plenty of mistakes in the past by surrounding myself with people who I thought were right because they validated my beliefs as well. They thought the same way I did, and we were like-minded. We liked plenty of things when it came from movies, TV shows, or just pop culture in general, but there was always something that I believed in that people told me was wrong, but I ignored it because they weren't my friends or because they were complete strangers. So really, when you try to meet new friends, it's not about how much they support you, how many gifts they offer you, how many compliments they give you. You can't always stick with friends that are yes men and that are always going to have your back in ways that are hurtful, in ways that are never going to help you grow. That doesn't make any sense. It's fucking ridiculous for you to believe that these people are going to help you become better and are going to help you reach better goals and better heights. I've had the displeasure of being around people who never helped me grow and never gave me any sense of validation towards my goals or my interests because I had to lie to myself and believe that what they liked was what I liked. What they were interested in was what I was interested in. And even though I thought it was cool and even though I thought it was awesome to be like them, to be able to relate to them, in the end, that's what they liked. In the end, that's what they were interested in. I was never being honest with myself, and I was never surrounding myself with people who could at least hear me out and give me some more knowledge and more insight to what I wanted to do with myself. That's what it means to meet new friends. And the best way to meet new friends is to open yourself up, to allow yourself to be honest while also engaging with more honest people. It's good to be around like-minded individuals, but it's not okay for them to always validate what you're doing if it's just gonna harm others or if it's just going to make you seem like an asshole. Friendship is all about having fun with the people that you choose to surround yourself with in your everyday life. But how do you expect these people to help you learn new things or to grow as a person if you're not being honest with them, if you're too afraid to disappoint them or to make mistakes in front of them because you're always trying too hard to be this perfect individual when they are around? In order for these people to help you, you need to help them understand who you are as a person. You need to expose yourself in front of them. You can't be afraid to show them your flaws because guess what? They're not perfect either. They will definitely make plenty of mistakes in front of you. And if you're their real friend, you'll help them out because a real friend is always going to stand by your side, is always going to help you out and give you a helping hand so that way you can learn from your mistakes, so that way you can be better. It'll be so much more fun to make memories with people that are always going to be honest with you and that are always going to accept you for who you are because those people are the people that are going to give you a happy life. And to me, that's the best way of living. That's really all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Thanks again for watching, and keep being awesome.